Good kill, good kill. Hey, good kill.
So if you're watching these videos and you want to get into DCS, definitely check out Apex Gaming PCs. This is where I got my laptop. I'm super happy with what I received. And keep in mind that they have the A-Firm program, which allows you to pay month to month so that it doesn't hurt your wallet too badly. Check out the links below to make your own custom PC that fits your budget. Big thank you to Apex Gaming PCs. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we have the Su-25 Frogfoot. It's the Russian A-10 equivalent. We're going to try it out today. I'm not very good with it, but I'm going to try my best. I think we can still be successful here. We got some ground forces, Wagner troops on the ground, in combat with some insurgent forces. We're going to support them. Just going to do a quick overflight of the situation because supposedly they have air defenses down there. They've captured some short-range air defenses from Syrian military positions. There it is. And look at that. Dropping flares, of course. Oh, we got two. Okay, looks like two SA-13 positions, some sort of shore ride system, probably SA-13s. And keep in mind, a lot of the ground assets you're going to see in this video are made by Current Hill, and they are coming to DCS in the very near future. Okay, looks like only two positions. Luckily, they're all biting off on flare, and the Su-25 has plenty of flares. So we'll come around and hit these guys. Okay, let's get some separation. I have some anti-radiation missiles. Oh, they got AAA too. Look at this. Okay, we'll have to deal with that as well, I guess. Okay, we have our ELINT pod on. That's going to identify the SAM systems for me on the HUD. And then we're going to launch a K-25MP, which is a Russian anti-radiation missile. A harm missile, essentially, for the Russians. 200-pound warhead. There we go. And I guess that would be Magnum. And then here's another one. And Magnum again. Just those little diamonds on the HUD there. And we'll turn away. Okay, well, hopefully those work. I saw one impact down there, looked about right, and a second one. Both of those looked like they hit the SAM systems. And my lock tone has dropped. So I think they worked. Not bad. Alright, I think we're in business. We gotta come around and take care of that AAA, but I think airspace is almost clear out here. Alright, so what we need to do is get a little bit of separation because I need some time. Oh, look at that, they're shooting AAA at me still. Probably a ZSU, I would imagine. But we need some separation so I can look back with the, I guess, I don't know, is it Shkval? Like the TV, the Russian TGP, if you will. And see if I can find that AAA on the ground. This thing is significantly faster than the A-10, but the A-10, in my opinion, takes a little more punishment. that's not to say the Sukhoi 25 can't take punishment. It absolutely can. I've seen these things, shredded engines. You can see pictures back from Afghanistan when the Soviets were in there. These things got shredded and still came back. So they can take damage as well. Any air-to-ground aircraft should be able to do that. Here we go. Oh, look at that. Locked right onto, looks like a Shoko or a ZSU. So I found it perfectly. We're going to hit them with the S-250 FM air-to-ground missile here. I guess it's a rocket, really. 330 pounds of high explosive on each warhead here. And I got the penetrator variant. They're locking me up. The AAA on target. Rifle 2. And we'll break away because they're going to shoot at me for sure. And look at that. That looks like good hits in that general vicinity. So I didn't see direct hits on them, but that's almost like 700 pounds of explosive. Pretty much on target. So I think they're dead. I think we're good. Notice how there's no locking, because they still lock you to get the lead, and I don't hear any locking. So I think they're dead as well. Okay, we're going to use Russian anti-tank, kind of like a Vickers, I believe is what they're called, and they are very similar to a Maverick, for example. But the Mavericks are easier to use in my opinion, but here we go. Look at this, it keeps locking onto these buildings for some reason. Lock the tank. There's a tank right there, lock it. There we go, got it. Okay, we'll line it up, lasers on. And rifle. These are pretty good missiles, though. They will devastate a tank. There we go, direct impact. I'm too close to shoot another one, so we're going to have to break off and come around. It's one of the negatives, though, with Mavericks. With the IR Mavericks, for example, you can do multiple Mavericks in one pass, but with the laser-guided things, you can only do one. Just to go back to the laser guided conversation I was having, obviously you can only shoot one because the laser has to stay on target all the way to impact. So you can't shoot a second one because you can't guide it onto the secondary target, right? Here we go, got another tank. And we'll give him another one. Rifle. You got to put the circle in the circle. If the circle's not in the circle, the missile won't see the laser when you shoot it. It might go stupid on you. And there we go, direct impact. And yeah, I can't get the, see, it keeps locking back to the first guy. I'm too close anyway, so once again, we'll have to break off and come back around. And here you can see one of the weaknesses of a laser-guided weapon, right? Again, with the IR Mavericks, I could have destroyed all three of those tanks in one pass. Wouldn't have even struggled. But since we're discussing, you know, the difference between the A-10 and the Su-25 here, at least the things that I'm seeing, one of the advantages of the Su-25, considering how it's a faster platform, I'm getting back on target much quicker, which I think the ground forces probably appreciate. But that's not to say the A-10 can't loiter, so, you know, there's advantages and disadvantages to everything. Trying to line up this last shot here, kill this last tank. There we go. Oh look, it locked him perfectly from the side. He's behind that tank we've already destroyed. Put the big circle, put the little circle in the big circle, and rifle. Okay, should be impact any second now if I can clear the first tank in front. There we go, good hit. Okay, let's come around and we'll dump some rockets into here for soft targets, technicals, trucks, infantry, that kind of thing. But pretty much all AAA threats have been removed to the Su-25. Obviously, there's still, you know, the possibility of ground fire, so we got to be careful with that. Small arms. You can see a little bit of difference in the doctrine mentality between the American side and the Russian side. The Su-25, it can loiter for sure, but it looks like it's not designed like that. Given the speed characteristics, I think it's designed to just come in, smash a target, and get out, you know, or make another pass, but like it's not intended to hang around in an orbit like an A-10, for example, which I think actually makes it better suited to a more intense combat situation. Now, fighting insurgents like this, a high intensity policing operation essentially is what this is. You know, the A-10 can do this too, but if this was a peer-to-peer engagement, the Su-25 might actually fare a little bit better. Let me know in the comment section what you think about that. It's just a little theory. I'm not putting any weight behind it. Alright, we got the rockets selected. I'm just going to dump them into this little base thing they got. Some more of a base back here. I haven't hit this yet. Put some rockets on that. There we go, good hits. Alright, that was pretty decent. I think that was a good effect on target there. Okay, I will come around. We're going to drop 2 Fab 500s, which the Russians use kilograms, so it's actually a 1,000 pound bomb. We're going to drop 2 of them in the base here, and then we're going to get out of here. Just got to line it up perfectly. Just drop it right in the middle. They do tremendous damage, so there's no need to be super accurate. Brakes on just to stabilize this a little bit here. Wait for the line. And pickle. Okay, I'm gonna have to say I've softened that position up pretty nicely. Oh, very powerful bombs. They actually shook my aircraft. Okay, it's up to the ground troops to do it from here. We're done. Let's get out of here. That's a solid day's work.